Hey everybody, welcome back to GamePlayDismay. This is Wingaticus coming at you. And today we are doing Wonder Woman from 2017, directed by Patty Jenkins, and story by Zack Snyder, Alan Heinberg, who also did the screenplay, and Joseph Fuchs, or Fuchs, I don't know.
Fuchs.
Fuchs, thank you. And I got my counterpart here, Cannon, if you want to say hello.
Cannon Fodderall says hello.
Yeah. So, going into this movie, I don't know how familiar you are with Wonder Woman herself or anything, or if you read the comics or anything like that. How big of a fan of Wonder Woman are you before seeing this movie? And are you a fan, or more of a fan, after seeing this movie? I don't know, I'm just joking, right?
Actually, no, yeah, I know who she was because I watched the old Justice League and Justice League Unlimited shows, and those are pretty good. And she
Yeah,
had a pretty decent role in that. She was actually a lot of the show was the trinity of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They had a thing going on where they appeared in the majority of the episodes.
yeah, they are the Justice League, pretty much.
Yeah, and so my previous and that, and of course the old show, which I, to be honest, hardly ever watched.
Yeah, all I remember is the lady who
Linda
makes
Carter
it.
looking
Linda
ridiculously good
Carter.
in it.
Yeah, looking good back in the day, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there was that.
I've never
but
seen
then
the
of
show.
course,
Like less than like maybe once on TV or something. And
Yeah.
this Wonder Woman in Justice looks like her. Looks like the Linda Carter version, not the newer one.
yeah.
But you never read any of the comics or
uh,
anything?
No. Like I said, usually with ensemble things. You know what I mean? If she was in there with someone else, like Batman or Superman,
Yeah.
and I always kind of knew who she was. And like, pretty much clear on her backstory, but the movie does do a good job of setting all this up again and telling us all that, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But
And
so yeah,
full
just start
full
off
spoilers ahead. Sorry. We can talk
Yeah,
about
full spoilers.
beginning, end, whatever. Probably some Wonder Woman in 1984 sprinkled in there. Might do a quick overview at the end. I don't know. Can shove these both together. See what happens.
Yeah, well, the less said about 84, the better, but we'll talk a little bit in the end there.
Yeah.
Plus, we have the opportunity to play Cheetah on stream here, so we can't pass that up. So.
Yeah. It's there. Why can't I grab you?
But yeah, so starting off with Wonder Woman 2017, Patty Jenkins. Oh yeah, we are doing the movies, the DC movies chronologically, not in terms of release date.
Yeah, how the characters are in the timeline,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, we will refer to Batman vs Superman because that does get obliquely referred to in this movie, but for the most part, we're doing it in their own time. So yeah, the timeline is Wonder Woman 84, then Man of Steel, then Batman vs Superman, and of course this is all leading up to Zack Snyder's Justice League recut
Reissue. With some weird
his
chopped
newer
off
version, yeah.
aspect ratio that looks terrible, I think.
New and improved Justice League that the Snyder's vision. So we're pretty much just doing the lead up to that over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's, like, really, if you think about it, kind of unprecedented. I mean, there's been director's cuts before, but there's never been, I don't think. I mean, like, for example, Blade Runner has like 5 cuts as the director kept going at it and
Yeah.
finally making the movie he wanted. So Ridley Scott. Well, to be fair,
one out in the end.
yeah. But to be fair, the cinematic landscape was also different back then. For example, Ridley Scott released Blade Runner. The studio did a bunch of stuff, put in the voiceover and changed the ending. He didn't like it. Then later on, he got his own version done in video. And then he kept kind of tinkering with it over the years until he arrived at a version he really liked. But that's the version everyone loves. The director's cut. Or the European cut. Or the final cut. Seriously, there's like 5 cuts of...
Yeah, but back to Wonder Woman.
Well, no, I'm getting to it. But it's like literally unprecedented for like Zack Snyder's cut to be given such prominence within a couple years, literally, of the movie coming out. Like, it was so badly
Well,
received,
it already
I guess.
flopped, so they don't care if they try it again. And they're putting it straight to DVD, so that's straight to home video,
Yeah.
so that's another or whatever. And I think I read somewhere he's not even getting paid for it. But yeah, we're talking about Zack Snyder's other movie here. We're supposed to be talking about Wonder Woman.
Well, we're getting up to it. We're leading up to it because it fits into the Snyderverse. You know what I mean?
And
Or
he
the
helped.
Justice
He helped
League.
do the story for this. For that's for sure.
Right. So there's that. Yeah.
But I don't. I never read any of the comics or anything like that. I've only seen her be cool in the animated DC movies that are really good. It's, always better than the Marvel movies, the Marvel animated movies for some reason. And
Yeah.
like the Justice League and whatnot, and like the Linda Carter show. And so this movie definitely surprised the heck out of me when I saw it back in the day in theater, because I was like, it was like a Captain America situation. I was like, how do you turn this cheesy, 60s, 70s character or whatnot, and Wonder Woman, what is she, like 50s or something like that? And she's even older or something, I don't know. But
well, this movie takes place in World War One.
no, when her
believe
character was created is what I meant.
Oh, after World War Two, so yeah, early 50s.
Yeah. So like bringing these characters back, like, and then making me like them in movies that are coming out today. So that's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
They did the best. I think they did the best job they could have done for a Wonder Woman movie. I really liked it for what it was.
I guess so. For what it was. Yeah, it was
But that's
interesting.
jumping ahead a little
People,
bit.
jumping ahead, but people do like to point it out as up to this point being the best of the Zack Snyder of the DC movies, just because Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman were so divisively received. Let's say.
I think so.
Yeah, a lot of people really didn't like what happened in character-wise. But yeah, get into this. Wonder Woman is kind of... Well, let's get into it. The story and characters here. Let's talk about what she's got going on here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Spraying me with light. What is that?
Yeah. How to begin? Oh well. Yeah. Well, first of all, she is the mythology is real in the DC universe, I guess.
Or their version of it. They can say whatever they want.
There were actual Greek gods, and that was the first thing that I kind of liked or didn't like about this. The story is going in is like the story of how she was made by Zeus. I mean, it's the kind of thing Zeus would do.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? And then
yeah,
she's the god slayer, not the sword that gets disintegrated in 2 seconds, which is why she doesn't have it
way
later.
ahead of us here.
Later in the movies. Well, full spoilers ahead, man. I'm talking about top down, beginning, ending of this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead.
I actually have no idea now.
I was just mentioning that she is the god slayer, and you're saying that
Right.
the Zeus is real and he made her.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh yeah, that was my thing. Like the origin
Can I
story
push pause in
was
this game? Can I to get you to talk or something? What's going on?
Well, no, it is. I was gathering my thoughts here, and I kind of had them organized, but then I didn't. And now I'm trying to
That's
regather
great.
them.
Well, that's great.
That's great. Well,
I like
live
the
here.
stories of the
Live in person.
characters. Zeus is real. He brought her life with clay, and I love her mom and the aunt. They're really fucking sweet, like training her. And this movie totally contradicts having just watched the 1984 one. This totally contradicts the beginning of the other movie where she's like, "Oh, I can't train, and like do whatever or do anything till I'm older." And then in the second beginning movie, she's like a little girl doing nothing she would have been doing in this movie because she didn't do that till later. She didn't get caught till she was like in her teens or something like that. So that right there, going like having just watched these movies back to back, I was like, oh man, I was like, it's like she didn't even watch her own first movie. I was like, what's going on here?
Well, yeah. Getting to that, I mean, I didn't want to go there since we were trying to start back at the beginning, but yeah, Wonder Woman 84. At the end of that sequence, she's like,
Well, I mean, just in contrast, because that's the beginning of this movie too. Is essentially the same thing that happens in the second one, but worse.
yeah. So that's just kind of funny, kind of funky, but also What she says to her at the end, since we're getting into it right away, that this weird discontinuity between the two movies. If you recall at the opening of Wonder Woman 84, and she's upset because she didn't win, and her Robin White's like, no good, you can't take the easy way out. No good hero is born of lies. Meanwhile, in this movie, half the point of it is that Hippolyta did not lie to her about who she was and didn't mention she was a God Slayer. It's like, it's a real head scratcher.
Yeah.
No good hero is born of lies. Unless you're Wonder Woman, we're lying to you about who you are, but you gotta leave anyway.
When your whole everything is made out of a lie. She doesn't even know who she is till the end of the movie. She's like,
so
what?
yeah, but we're getting way ahead of ourselves here because we're jumping ahead. And
we already said we're gonna sprinkle in 84 in there, man. It's all right. It's all good. It's all groovy.
All right.
Back up, forward, top, down. This movie's old.
Up, up, down, down. 2017. That's not that old. It's 4 years. I mean.
Well, the sequel just came out.
Yeah, and it was terrible. So there is that. Terrible sequel. It doesn't help anything. Which is a shame, because like I said, we're looking at the terrible sequel. It's actually kind of undoing some of the good work this movie did.
This is the best thing that they had going for it, yeah, of their whole universe. And that's why it's like such a... That's why I can't help but mention it, because it's such a bit dark contrast to this movie. Going back and watch this movie compared to the one I just recently watched, was the 84 one. I was like, this is an infinitely better movie. And I was like, this is so weird. It's made by the same person. And I was like, where did all that go? And I was like, where did all this go? It's like they kind of gave up or something like that. And I don't know what happened. Too much money, or I don't know what. But
too much money, not enough editors.
Yeah. Story group, better story group.
We're forced to admit it, even though we don't want to. Is that maybe she actually needed some of Zack Snyder's help there.
Yeah, or at least some of the other people, anybody. Bring the screenplay guy back, Alan Heinberg. You need to get that dude, man. And Jason Fuchs, you need him too. Bring those dudes in. I don't know why they weren't in there the second time. Because the story was the best part about this movie. What made it work the whole time is like just the pacing of the whole movie. Her character is like somewhat a fish out of water, but she's completely capable, doing everything that they put in front of her. And more so than they are. And so it's like, yeah, I don't know. I guess going back to the beginning, how she's growing up, on her planet, like kind of sheltered in their little bubble, literally, that Zeus made for them in their weird version of Greek mythology. And so, like,
yeah, that's what I was getting at. The story is like, it's like the gods are real, but now they're also kind of pointless because they all died. Yeah. And it's really dissatisfying because I don't know. It feels like that whole origin story could have been an epic movie of its own. Just like, Zeus made humans, then their Hades acquired.
I'm waiting for the God of War movie. That's what I'm waiting for.
And then
select your fighter, quick! Come on, man, Sapsy, come on, let's go. What are you doing?
And then yeah, quick. And then there was a War of the Gods, and it's like it feels like there's almost the plot of God of War, and then it also just points out to me it's a very Western understanding of like Greek mythology. Because
Wonder Woman. It's your turn to be Wonder Woman. Remember, we're trading off.
In Greek mythology, I feel like one of the things that modern like authors don't get about Greek mythology is that all the gods are bastards. So the like reason for this war wouldn't have happened in Greek mythology. It would have been like the gods did fight a war, but it was against the Titans.
Yeah,
because the Titans wanted to kill the gods and take over.
DC Wonder Woman crazy version of Zeus. Like, where's he now? What's he doing? Well, he's not here now.
He's dead.
Oh, who killed
him? Ares did, which is, like I said, is so disappointing. It's like Ares managed to kill all the gods.
I don't know.
But Zeus
all that crap
made the
really
Amazons
matter.
And then killed Ares. It's like it's a bit confusing, and like I said, modern writers really don't get Greek mythology.
Well, they're just using it as a template, like they do in this movie, is just to place characters in the situation and the one that they want them to be, and that's how the comic uses them too, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's just it's like some offshoot of like they just use whatever they want and base it off of that, like Thor, the God of Thunder, and all like that. Is that 1-to-1, like straight up?
Well, no, but that also has a better excuse. They're actually not actual gods. in the
Because they're
in
space
the
people.
they're aliens. Yeah, the humans just worship them and told stories about them.
Yeah.
Notice how in in the Marvel movies, up until recently, Odin and crew are happily running around. Odin, Thor, Heimdall, the Rainbow Bridge. It's all just running around, even though it was formed out of mythological stories like thousands of years ago in Norway. It's just because they happened to visit, and then a bunch of mythology accrued around them.
Uh huh.
But in the DC universe, the gods are actually real. You know, so it's a big difference. There's a
Yeah, it
difference
is.
between
It is
space
really
aliens
weird.
being worshipped as gods
Yeah.
and gods being real.
And she's just a clay person. She ain't even real. She's Pinocchio. And her mom lies to her the whole time. And then, so yeah, getting back to that, like, I like her aunt. It was really sweet. It was Robin Wright. I forget the other lady's name. But, yeah, they're all really fun. And, like, all the Amazon chicks. They still use bows and arrows when they're fighting when the plane comes in. And if they're so hidden in their little bubble and they're so easily, like, people just walk right in through the fog. Like, is that really the best defense that you guys have? And bows and arrows, you easily got mowed down with the rifles, like pretty quick. Like, if people knew where you came, where like a soldier got away and came back, he could easily bring him back to the coordinates where you are,
They
and
didn't.
then you just wipe you out with tanks.
They do kind of address it where it
They're soft.
if you notice, in there his compass doesn't work, so it's a little bit like the island from Lost.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying like they walked right in. Like there wasn't even like a barrier, or, like a magic force field or anything like that.
Well, no, but
He
like,
just kind of floats through the fog.
well, yeah, but you notice it's only because he flew in. I
What do
get
you
the
mean?
feeling
No,
sailing ships.
when the people came in after him, they just rolled right in.
Yeah, but only because they were following him. They're out in the middle of nowhere, and people wouldn't normally be out there.
Oh,
unless
because they're just
like,
going forward or whatever.
Yeah,
Normally they'd be following the compass away from them.
right.
Yeah. True, true. I guess there's that.
So they kind of address it. Plus, it was also invisible and stuff like that. So but that's just the whole thing. I mean, part of the theme of the movie is that modernity comes crashing into this like prehistoric
This
like
old
past
school
or
way of life, yeah.
yeah,
Even though
Right, so
they're
even
like
if-
super fantastical.
right. The real world comes crashing in more or less.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. But I like the whole part and like and how she doesn't want to train or she doesn't want her to get I don't know why her mom doesn't want her to train. It's like she's an Amazon. You know what she
Yeah.
is. She's the freaking God Slayer. What are you not going to train the God Slayer? What are you stupid? I don't understand that whole part. What like where's her resistance there? Like because she's the mom.
Yeah.
But no, like didn't Zeus leave her in for you to train her to be the Queen of the Amazons to be the God Slayer? I don't like I'm getting mixed signals here.
Yeah. So one thing, yeah, the character is like the least well drawn out. It's like what is her motivation for doing any of that?
Yeah. That part I felt I was very confused. But
Yeah.
at least she let her go real quick. Like I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "All right." Just you know,
Only 'cause she
sorrowful
really didn't have
goodbye
a
and
choice.
then they get on going. She knows she's going to leave somehow. And she's like, "All right, she's already training without me. Might as well just train her for real, make her the best." And so I don't even know what her powers are, like really. What are her powers? She's got crazy
They're kinda
bursts of
undefined.
energy that she has shockwaves with, or something weird.
Well, yeah, that's because she's not like the other Amazons. Because she seems to be the only one that's bulletproof.
Yeah, well, she's not really bulletproof. She's blocking all those bullets.
Yeah. More or less. But the thing is, the real world comes crashing into their island paradise. And it's like, so they're kind of forced to deal with, I guess, this thing. But that goes back to the story. They made the Amazons to fight Ares, who apparently wants to wipe out humanity. His plan is not too clear.
Does he say he's not Ares and he's the god of truth?
No, he's Ares. But
Okay.
he can claim to be god of whatever he wants because all the other gods are dead.
All right, yeah, all right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, oops.
So
just
I
be
mean,
just be Wonder Woman. Or Cheetah.
This is like some Wonder Woman 3 shit.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman versus Wonder
Her
Woman.
face getting smacked.
I'm seeing double
This
for
game's-
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, this game's silly. You can hit each other before a battle.
Red pants versus blue pants.
Blue pants.
Yeah. But the point being,
But
so yeah, we kind of got lost
going
in
to
the
Chris
weeds
Pine's
there.
character. He flies in. What do you think of him?
He's alright. And you can see why they moved the setting from World War II to World War One, just because they didn't want to be compared to Captain America, which had only come out a couple years before.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I
That makes
recall the
sense.
show, the first season of the show took place in World War II, but then it moved into modern day.
Yeah. And they came out around the same time, didn't they? Like comics. Holy shit, there's a monster truck back there.
Captain America's been around for a while. I mean, yeah, but yeah, he's just a standard guy. He's a fish out of water. He's a good man. Of course, they got to make him American, but that's
Yeah.
to be expected.
It's a spy. A dirty American, British spy. German. Whatever he is. I don't even know what he is. American, British intelligence, German spy? Is that what he is?
He did mention correctly. He's attached to the American Expeditionary Force.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But
they
he
got
was
that going.
cool. He was fun.
Yeah. I do like the
To go into 84
To use the
again, they
wheelies.
completely wasted him. They only brought him back to put a fanny pack on him, and that was about it. I felt that was kind of, they really could have just made a whole new character or something
Yeah.
else, or something to do. Somebody
and a whole
more
bunch of
meaningful
ethical.
that could be interesting later
concerns.
on in the future movies. Not just a one-off character that unwishes at the end or whatever. But anyway, but yeah, so they leave Mascara, what do they call it? Mystera, what is it?
Themyscira, as he calls it, Paradise Island.
Yeah, Paradise Island. And then they catch a ride with a sailboat or something like that. And then go to his home base, M16, M19, what is it? M6? What is it?
MI6.
MI6?
For going to Parliament.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think it existed at that point. It would have forget what it would have been called. The OSS?
Well,
No,
it was
something.
like their FBI or whatnot, or something like that, right? Their Secret Service, their CIA, their whatever, their version of that.
Right.
And then, oh my God, there's a woman in the courtroom, and everybody can't think.
Yeah. Yep. They did kind of highlight the casual sexism and, I guess, yeah, just sexism
Yeah,
and
it's
racism
pretty
at the
funny.
time.
A woman? Get her out of
In
here.
Parliament.
In Parliament? Are you daft, man? Well, it doesn't
Yeah.
help that she's Gal Gadot, and that she's pretty striking herself, so that's like,
Right.
that in
That
itself
is
is already
one of
distracting.
One of the best casting choices, because she is absolutely gorgeous, and they really make it take advantage. No matter what she's wearing, she's in her outfit, or she's in English clothes, or she's even in glasses, whatever she's wearing. Can't hide the fact that she's absolutely stunning.
She's a wondrous woman. Meow. What kind of special was that? Oh, you died. But yeah, even the part where they like go get her some clothes. I guess this guy's just loaded or something. He just has money. He's like immediately let's
Right,
go to
he's
the store and buy some stuff. He's got a secretary. I guess he's doing good. He works for the government. He's using the government money.
Yeah.
But then later when they do the mission by himself, he's like, "Oh, I don't have any money. Like I don't have any. You don't have nothing to pay you with or something." I guess he's lost his funding. I don't know.
Well, no, if you recall, it's Sir Patrick who provides the funding.
Well, up to that point, like he was fine, buying her whatever, doing whatever, affording a secretary. And then he only gave him enough to afford a couple nights and somewhere a train ride or some. I don't even know what he bought him. It was a small envelope.
Yeah,
It's probably a lot.
probably a lot. But the thing is, what was I going to say? I really need to gather my thoughts here. But going back to the story, so basically Wonder Woman has to come to the world of men and save us all from Ares, which is her purpose. So she leaves the mascara and heads to jolly old London, which she immediately hates. That was a pretty funny line. She's like, "Where are we?" He's like,
This
"Jolly old
place
London."
sucks. Yeah.
It's hideous. That's a pretty good
Just take her to a castle.
pretty good yeah, pretty good quote from her. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, it just shows her just like you said, the fish out of water thing, and they really played to that because Gal Gadot is not exactly the best actress out there.
Yeah, she's not the greatest. This was definitely
but
better than her other movie, the other one.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
weird.
this one played to her strengths because she can kind of look around wide-eyed and surprised and be confused and uncertain, and that's
Yeah.
really easy to pull off.
Yeah,
And
it's
they really
true.
played to that because she spends a lot of time doing that.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
so
a
Chris
finding
Pine was-
herself movie. She doesn't even know who she is really until later on. And then
Yeah.
she like figures out it's going back to the other part where she's like, oh, let me just go get this gear and this outfit and this whip and this sword and this shield, which she thought was a god slayer. She thought the sword was.
Right.
And so did she not realize that was that powerful before she started ramming her hands into the wall to rock climb? Like,
I don't think anyone did.
I think
Or
she
except
didn't
her
realize
mom.
that she was that strong or something. Is that what's going on?
I think so. Because like her mom didn't want to train her for some obscure reason.
Yeah.
Didn't make a lot of sense to me.
And when she does the power burst against her aunt, she's very surprised by it as well.
Yeah.
At least the aunt's like, yeah, you're more powerful than you'll even know. And she's like, she's right. Just tell her, tell her the truth already. She might train harder. She probably would have
Yeah,
left
but-
earlier.
That might have been part of it too.
Yeah.
I guess they don't want her to. Yeah, she was the only child on the island, right?
Yeah. Because they're all, old. At that point, Amazon people.
Immortal, yeah. They were also all made by Zeus, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. So are they the Valkyries or something of the sorts? Is that what's going on? Is that similar or different? I don't remember. Never mind.
Well, in the original Greek mythology, they were just a tribe of women who lived away from men. I don't know where the whole, like you said, their crazy take on it with the Zeus making them for a war of the gods. That's
Yeah.
something else entirely.
Using it for whatever story they want to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
But you get to the whole thing where she's a fish out of water, and then she's trying to go find Ares. That's her mission. She's pretty single-minded about it. Like I said, they really play on her naivety there. That kind of works for her.
Yeah, and the guy he should have told her earlier what was up. He'd been like, maybe it's not just one dude. Everybody's kind of evil in
Right.
their own way.
Well, yeah. But then we do have a bunch of interesting characters. I mean, when she meets up with his team in London, Steve Trevor's team, it's almost like the Howling Commandos, but not quite.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's exactly
Which,
that.
just a side note, I'm really sad that all we get of the Howling Commandos was that 5 minutes in Captain America, because
Mhm.
they deserve their own movie.
Yeah. Maybe our show, they'll get a flashback. I think they did more of them in the Agent of Carter show. I'm not sure, though.
Well, that may be, but I didn't
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. It's like I poked your eyes. But yeah, so I guess he did that sweet ass mission where he went and fought the when they got the lasso around him. He's explaining to him who he is, what he's doing, he's like, yeah, I bombed this freaking poison lab or whatever, bio lab. Yeah,
chemical weapons factory. Yeah, in
yeah,
Turkey.
bio lab. This crazy ass gas that she's making, which is I guess just the rock before the rock. Uh,
Well, no, this
like
gas
some
was
crazy
definitely
gas that
special.
eats away through the people's masks and stuff.
Yeah, because that's what it does. Which also kind of raises the question why this hasn't been discovered subsequently.
Cause she's
Or
Doctor
rediscovered.
Evil, or what do they call her?
Dr. Poison.
Doctor
Dr.
Poison,
Evil.
Doctor Evil. Yeah, she's got the mask on and everything. She was really cool. I liked her character. For just to, like,
Yeah,
have a fun evil character. Not fun, but like she's played the part well.
yeah.
In that crate, and I thought they were gonna go into how she lost her face or whatnot, but naturally it's probably one of her experiments going crazy.
Yeah, chemical accident.
Uh, which is cool. And yeah, just all the action in this movie was really fun. It was all really like close up. Like a lot of the shots are really wide. You get a lot of clear view of what's happening and what they're doing. Like when they throw each other against the wall and stuff. It's not so flash cutty like a Nolan Batman movie or something like that, where you can just take a step back and see what they're doing, like comics on a page. So that's
Yeah,
probably
like I said,
one of my favorite
rumors,
parts
I guess
about what.
she had some help with Snyder because the action scenes. I mean, hate to keep doing it. We keep going back to the sequel, but yeah, action sequences in '84, not nearly so much fun.
Yeah, I know. We're like in this one, there's a bunch, and then the other one, there's like it looks bad in the other one. There's like the car chase scene is cool, but I don't know, all of the other rest looks really bad. But yeah, the action is probably my favorite part of this movie. Is the we're making her look cool. Her costumes aren't ridiculous, even though it is.
Yeah,
she's
she
got the
wears
little
it well,
tiara
man.
thing. Yeah, like it's all metal and like kind of like faded colors and stuff, which makes it better. Yeah, good costume design, good sets. Just even it is all kind of like gray and brown, but even that is it still works. Yeah.
It's still better than the ridiculous washed out palette of Snyder's movies. If you notice, even on Themyscira, though, it is nice looking out there.
Yeah,
like
they
it's
have
bright
their own
and
little.
colorful. It's perpetually daylight.
Yeah, they got their little bubble of
A little bubble of sunshine.
bubble of sunshine. Yeah, little bubble island, Paradise Island.
Yeah.
Uh,
So there's neat. So it does have more than one color palette, which is neat.
yeah.
Which is helpful.
But yeah, what's his name? Chris Pine. He does that sweet mission where he goes in, does intelligence, and grabs her little book and runs out of there. She notices immediately, and then he bombs the shit out of it. And he's like, "Yo!" And then that's where he gets caught on the island and all that stuff. But yeah. And then they meet the actual, what's his name? Before they get jacked in the alley. I forget the actor's name, but he's
David
God of War.
Thewlis?
Yeah. Sorry, say again.
David Thewlis? Is that
Yeah.
him?
As God of War or whatever Ares. Whoa, is there two of you? What's that?
I don't know how any of this works. I'm just mashing buttons trying to remember what they showed me in the 5-minute tutorial.
But yeah, he was fine. He was fine in that role, I guess. It looked kind of ridiculous when he was all in the armored up in the end there. His eyes, his CGI. I didn't really notice before, but if you look at his eyes in the very last part of this movie, some of them like they get kind of crazy. They get like really big and bubbly or something weird. I don't know. It was nuts. I thought I was tripping or something. So I was like,
crazy, huh?
his eyes just changed shape. Or got bigger and smaller from one scene to the next.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
But getting into it, I don't really understand Ares' plan.
Me neither. I mean, I like how he's like just a politician manipulating people back from behind the scenes, just, whispering in their ear, telling them to do evil shit to keep the war machine going, which is profitable for some, and he would be on the other side of that, I'm assuming, where he wants the war to keep going. So he's just like, I like that, like, take on it where the God of War just would be some crazy dude in this day and age, just perpetuating the war machine, like on some crazy ass level, which he seems to be doing, like
Yeah.
Palpatine or something like that.
Influencer manipulator. Because he did say that after his attack by Zeus, he wasn't strong enough to. He wasn't as strong as he was.
Yeah, he gutted him.
Yeah. It killed Zeus though.
Yeah, is that? Did they say he killed Zeus? I missed that part.
Yeah, all the gods are dead except for Ares, and the last one is. I mean, the Amazons are the last things left to fight Ares.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I mean, there was that. But yeah, so his plan is really unclear because it started out it was like a war between Ares and Zeus with humans as proxies, and then it turned into just an outright war between the gods, and then it's like Ares wants to destroy humanity for some reason, but then he's like going about it kind of inefficiently. It's like, why just give the poison gas to one person? Because they point out that like how he influenced Dr. Poison. It's like, hey, give that poison gas to a bunch of people.
That's why she's great. She's the only one that figured it out. And even when he stole her book and destroyed her other previous lab, she figured it out again.
Well, but you did notice though that it was Ares was influencing her, as he specifically called out.
But I don't even think it was the same exact thing over again. It was just a new variant of whatever she was doing, you know?
Yeah. He was like, it'll work this way.
Work this way.
But yeah, I mean, this movie also kind of glosses over
her general, her boss. He was really a great evil guy. And that crazy juice that she was feeding him, that sniffing powder, like where like soups him up.
Steroids.
Yeah, yeah. Just give me a quick hit of my spinach, lady. Or what? Come on, Olive, give me my spinach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Needs some spinach.
I love that spinach.
Which she actually got some good hits on a Wonder Woman there at the end. That was fun.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Even though he didn't stand a chance, but at least he got some hits.
Yeah.
In. She was surprised. And also one of my favorite scenes was where she has to go get her sword. Is like when she stabs him down and then she reaches for it. And then the next scene it shows her dropping down. Yeah, like it switches over to somebody else, but when the next scene switches back to them, it shows her dropping down like with her sword in her hand. So she like went up and got it. But they skipped that part. It's funny. They shouldn't have skipped it. I want to see it. I want to see it play out. Because it's such a serious moment. When it's so weird, too, when they wrote it that way or edited it that way. Because she could have just took her sword out when she was done out. Like, you know. To make that less awkward. But I thought it was funny. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's part of the comic relief.
Yeah. Part of it neat. But yeah, so he had strong villains. I just noticed, though, like in this movie. This kind of bugged me is because they changed the setting from World War II to World War One. Is like they tried as hard as possible to make the Germans kind of look like Nazis, but even though there weren't any Nazis in 1917.
They're
not yet.
Evil people. Yeah.
Not even evil people. There was a war on both sides, and like the people on both sides knew each other. And then there's like you can like read stories of like how they stopped fighting on Christmas Day to like because it was a holiday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was
they were about to sign the peace treaty to stop all that or whatever.
Yeah.
So and like I said, they're right on the precipice of that. So that's something.
It was they just really it wasn't like as one-sided or ideological as the Fallen one.
Well, they made it to be the general guy that went crazy with the scientists, and then their little offshoot of that is what's going to endanger the world. Because if not, it's only really him and his team and his little group that he splintered off from them. Remember, he throws a grenade in, and he's like, a couple people follow him and stuff. Yeah. He's just a crazy general.
Again, he's like the Red Skull from Hydra.
Yeah. Oh no.
Only with gas instead of
Oh. That's what happens when I get these on too. I get that Wonder Woman face.
But yeah, it's just they really. And here's the other thing. Suppose the Germans had found her first, and like the English were the bad guys. Would she have followed them and led the Germans to to defeat the English or stop the war.
Who found who first? Doctor Evil? Doctor Poison?
Yeah, she some German guy had found her first, and he's like, I want to stop this war.
Stop the war? What are you talking about?
Right, that's Trevor's mission, right? He wants to get the information on this poison gas back to Allied HQ, so they can, I guess, presumably have a defense to it, or... So the, Germans don't have it? I don't know.
What do you mean? It's not a problem anymore. It's only a problem because of the evil general and his evil scientist.
Right, but what if some other German guy runners into Thermoscara first?
You
like,
mean
she's
not
only
Chris
fighting
Pine?
with Steve.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay,
it.
okay.
She's only fighting with the Americans,
mistaken.
with the Allies, because they got to her first.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, if you're a good judge of character, you can tell by how he treats people, how he treats her, how he treats anybody in the situation.
Well, so you're saying all the Germans are evil?
No,
because,
I'm saying...
I mean, there's plenty of decent and honorable people on both sides of that. Especially
yeah,
the First
but
World
just
War, because
in terms
everyone
of...
just kind of got
in terms of how
wrapped into
and
it.
the
It took everyone by
situation
surprise.
that he was in. I mean, he did kind of say, "I'm the good guys, they're the bad guys," and she kind of took that at face value.
Right.
But
And she
at
took
the
him at
same
his word.
time, they were running in, invading, shooting in crazy, and so she was automatically defending herself, and he was helping
Well, they were
defend her.
chasing a
So they
spy,
became
and
part of the
that's-
same side.
That's only because they were chasing a spy. So what if the Americans were chasing a German spy? And were came in shooting at him.
So she would go
Same thing
kill help the Germans win the war, like a red Superman type deal.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
that would be cool. I'm just saying, it's like they just
That's a
try to
different
go out of their
movie.
way to establish. No, but the point is, they just go out of their way to establish the Germans in the worst light possible. Just because.
Despite it not being World War II.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the politics being really different during that time.
I hear you.
And they even throw it in later with like, oh, they took the village and enslaved people, and it's like, that's not really World War One shit. World War One shit was just everyone was shocked by the brutality and the nature of the war, and both sides used chemical weapons, and that's why they got outlawed later, thanks to the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I mean,
People were like,
really
nah,
matter-
we don't need to be doing that to each other. That's too messed up.
yeah,
Let's just stop right now. And everybody's like, yeah, we should probably just stop.
everyone wasn't really
It's not worth it.
right. Like I said, they just called the Great War and the War to End All Wars because people were just shocked at how out of hand it got. And the whole reason it got out of hand is it started out with a bunch of small alliances turning into bigger alliances. And then someone has to go shoot someone has to go shoot an archduke, and then the treaties spring into action, and then suddenly everyone's dragged into it. Whereas, like, the Second World War had a much more clear-cut, character.
Yeah, and he was
This
doing
war was just
clearly
a
some
mess from start to finish.
atrocious stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's herself is confused, even what she's doing. So at least she questions that for a little bit.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know who you are or whatever. And he even's like, whatever, lady, I gotta go do my mission.
Yep.
At the very
That's
end,
true.
he's like, I gotta go. Like, even if he was a good guy or bad guy, he would still be doing whatever he's doing, and in his perspective. And she has to deal, around that. Because she's new to the whole everything.
That's true.
Whoop. But, yeah,
saying.
I don't know. Just going back to Chris Pine, he's trying to get the notebook to the thing. His secretary was fun. She's a fun actress.
Yeah.
Fun little bit of comic relief there. Go shopping for some clothes. He pulls the team together. And is that a Native American guy? And he's just working with the war. Everybody is like, hey, when he comes back from the trench. They're like, hey, Billy's back, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
so that was cool. And the other guy that speaks a million languages, and they're all out talking to each other. That was funny. Yeah, there's just like all the pacing of this movie is very good for how long it is. Like
Yeah,
I
it
was
didn't
still,
feel like
yeah, I was still captivated
feel that
during the whole
long.
time. All the characters were naturally introduced. They didn't outstay their welcome or anything like that. Like it's all very well paced out. Like I don't know how they did it, but for how long it is, that was my biggest takeaway. Was how well it fits all together. It tells you like a big, really long story, and then it
Yeah.
gets a little bit silly at the end there with what she's doing, how what the hell's like how you're talking about like crazy not German gas plane gonna blow up everybody for some reason. I don't know why. Keep the war going because
Yeah.
Ares says so. But
But also within the war, because Ares said so. But that's what his plan is so unclear. Is like he's in there influencing things, and it's like I don't know. And this is where the movie like undercuts itself. I think is in the ending there, in the last third of it. If you want to get
yeah,
that far ahead.
yeah. I
Because
mean, the
she's
middle
all
part
like,
is my favorite part. We'll save that. Well, yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Although on rewatch, that crossing of no man's land
Yeah,
starts
that's
to
my
get a little
favorite part.
more.
Dude. That's my favorite part of the movie. She's like, they're like, no, you guys, nobody can go over there. What are you talking about? She's like, well, that's what I came here to do. And then they're like, nah.
That's
They're
why
like,
I'm
come on,
here.
lady, let's go. He's like, let me mansplain this war to you. And she's like, no, this is how you do it.
This is how we do it. But that's the thing is like
And
everyone's
that's just a
firing
fun
at her.
scene, yeah.
It occurred to my mind briefly in the theater, but then rewatching it again, it's like, yeah, why is no one, say, like 20 meters to the left or right, shooting at her from the side where she can't defend herself?
Oh, they're all on the other side.
Yeah, but it's a line. It's a very wide, stretched out line. She's attacking frontally, one very
They're
narrow
giving
little
her
piece.
cover fire. Remember when as soon as she started running in, they're like, "She just go on in," and they're like, "Cover her," and then everybody else started covering her.
Well, yeah,
And
so where's
she
the rest
has
of the German fire?
she has the Howling Commandos behind her back, or not the Howling Commandos, going in. They're right behind her, giving her space, and then she was going after the main big Gatling gun or whatnot. That was what I could tell.
There was more than one Gatling gun in a 400-mile front war. Let's put it to you that way.
Yeah, well, there's multiple Gatling guns all shooting at her shield. That whole scene was my favorite part. She's like, nah, let me hold my coat. I go just fix this war for you, as I came to do. She's getting antsy. She's like, where is it? Take me to it. Take me to the front line. What do you mean we're not going to fight the war? She's like, it's best.
Yeah.
And she takes the whole town back. And they have this sweet little moment where they're singing and drinking and snowfall. And then he bangs her in that hotel or whatever.
And you notice they didn't do that like 20 minutes later when he launches the gas and destroys that town.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's why it's effective. Because they just got that town back. And then she's like, oh, you fucker, you blew it right up.
Yeah, so it's one of those. So like I said, it tends to undercut itself a bit,
Oh, yeah.
like stuff
A
like that.
bunch. Throughout the whole movie. But to its credit, it
But then-
still does a somewhat passable job. Kind of making sense. Not really.
Not really. Yeah,
But still fun. Yeah, Ares' whole plan, now that you say it like that, kind of like
Just instructions unclear.
has me thinking more.
And yeah, so maybe I need to watch it again to get a better read on it, or watch someone else's criticism. But it's like, I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish. Just a temporary peace, then more war. Temporary peace, then more war. But she does have a great line where it's like Ares has corrupted all of mankind.
Yeah, I thought that's
And
what he
it's
was
like-
doing. And then eventually he's going to get that crazy general that's going to steal the gas and blow up the world, which they prevented from happening.
Wonder Woman.
But she's like, but if I stop the Ares, I'll stop the war. But then it's like, when she thinks she's killed Ares, but she hasn't. It's like, Ares has corrupted all of mankind, but then she kills Ares and the war stops, so you're like, oh, you're thinking, oh, was she right?
She was halfway right.
Think about history. You could almost look at Ares as like a limiting factor because after the war, after Ares is gone, is when humanity does their biggest and baddest bangs.
What, after?
Yeah, after Ares is gone. I mean, that poison gas is one thing, but
His damage was already done.
Yeah, so
like how you're saying he had other influences. That was the other influences that wouldn't come to pass until a couple. What is it? 10 years later or something?
20 years later, I guess, after he's gone.
Yeah.
But it's just the thing, yeah. It's she's very naive that way.
Well, yeah, she's brand new.
Which also doesn't make sense for the Amazons to be so naive.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I said, Ares will stop the war, and then she doesn't kill Ares. She kills not Ares, Ludendorff, and people see fighting. She thinks it's humanity. But then Chris Pine's like, I still got to complete my mission because she wasn't even thinking about the gas at this point.
Yeah, she was totally out of it. She was all about Ares, which is true. He did do some pretty fantastical shit. I heard a lot of people saw that. He's like got swords. He got giant. He's got huge armor. He can do whatever.
Yeah.
He's pretty crazy. She did get him. But oh nice. But yeah, so that's what yeah. After the war, yeah, you're right. It did only get worse after he was dead. So his job was done. He corrupted man. That was his goal. And he did it.
Thousands of years, I guess.
Yeah. Because the Amazons weren't there to help him.
Yeah, like
They're like, oh, they'll be fine. Ares is out there. Oh, they'll be fine. I'm sure they're fine. We got our bubble.
It's contradictory on levels, you know. And that's the other thing is, she kills him. The war ends. But when she kills him, it's like the funniest thing. She's like, "I believe in love," then shoots him to death with a giant blue laser.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really think about how ridiculous it was.
I thought it ended differently the first time I watched it. I was like, I don't remember her disintegrating him with a laser. I thought she like punched him or something like that. I was getting ready for her to do the pummel part where Ryu gets Bison at the animated movie, where she punches him a shitload with her powered up gauntlets. That would have been cool.
Right. I believe in love. Goodbye, brother.
Yeah.
I believe in love so much I gotta kill you. So thematically, I think it's just a little confused, and what I think they were going for is just kind of, which would have worked a lot better if they were just a little more clever with it. Was just pointing out, like, I guess the duality of how complex things are. It's like things are not as simple as you would think.
It's not black and white. Wondrous lady.
That's right. Don't you ever wonder, woman?
Yeah. Come on, woman. You gotta wonder sometimes.
Yeah.
Another part was...
So they could have just gone about the... Sorry, what I meant to say is they could have gone just the complicated nature of life and man and how things aren't always so clear cut, and then... I mean, they kind of get it with his, like, when she's like, they don't deserve me, and he's like, it's
yeah,
not
she already knew.
And
her mom's like, they don't deserve you. And then she even said herself, she's like, yeah, they don't deserve me. They're all assholes.
Yeah.
The whole lot of them. Go back to my bubble. And what was that bit where she's like, you can't come back if you leave. You can't come back. And I was like, why can't she come back? I don't know. What was that? What's that deal? She's just a clay person. Is that why?
Because Themyscira is pretty isolationist, I guess? I don't know.
Her mom's got crazy ass rules. If you run away from home and I say goodbye to you, you can't come back.
they did point out that the humans had enslaved or tried to enslave the Amazons, and they had to fight.
Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's true. Well, she knew. They don't deserve. We
And
don't
they
deserve
did
them.
that to their credit. The only consistent thing from Wonder Woman to Wonder Woman 84 is they pointed out that the humans had tried to enslave
Yeah.
the Amazons, and then what's her name had to fight them. Astrid had to fight them off, so the other ones could escape to Themyscira. So yeah, apparently humans and Amazons don't get along.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't.
For reasons.
But yeah, another funny part is when she like didn't hear Chris Pine talking at the end, and then she did remember what he said, and the scene was like twice as long, and she like gained more time and stuff. But I was like, I don't know, that whole part was
Yeah.
kind of weird. Why didn't you just hear him the first time? Why did we have to? Why did she have to like? It was like an anime episode where they flashed back to 2 seconds ago. Remember that thing that happened? It's like, yeah, I was. You just showed it clearly the first time. We wouldn't be having the splashback right now. But,
Yeah. Well, for tension, I
I
guess.
thought that
or
was weird.
Dramatic
Yeah,
effect.
but it's a long movie. Yeah, cut that part out.
It felt like, I don't know, for a second there I was like, well, we're watching Lost in Translation now, but then,
Yeah, haven't seen that. Thank goodness.
okay. Well, long story short,
No, I said thank goodness.
Bill Murray whispers something.
No,
to
I
Scarlett
said thank
Johansson.
goodness. I said thank
No,
goodness.
you can't hear it, but the internet figured
No,
out what it was.
No, I didn't. Thank goodness I didn't hear what you said. What that thing was, I didn't want to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to yeah, my favorite scene was when she ran across the battlefield and destroyed everybody, and ran
As far as action goes, yeah, that
ran
was...
into that building, into the town where they infiltrate the town, take the whole town back, and throw people through buildings. And when she fights the general guy too, that was another fucking sweet part. Up in that little tower there, that little room, the watchtower room. But yeah, action was really awesome. Love her theme song. That shit gets me pumped up.
Oh yeah, that was some...
Yeah,
that really
and
was some pumping tune.
yeah, and it's spring, and you hear it like in the when they get robbed in the back alley when they try to get the book back. You hear like snippets of it, like I don't know, like not Marvelized, but like how they you know, they sprinkle the theme in throughout the through everything in a lighter way, in a lighter tone. And I didn't notice that before, but it's totally in the background where she blocks all the bullets and everything.
Yeah, it really sells it.
Yeah, and it's a great theme song, dude. Like, should have got that for Batman or something. Gets me pumped up. And they use it in the best parts in the movie too. They use it really good. But yeah, I guess direction style or cinematic style.
yeah,
Love the shots. Yeah, it's amazing that this was made by the same person as Wonder Woman 84. Because
Yeah,
there's just
I
so
didn't
much
wanna
going
go
on
there,
here that's
but-
good. That's not in the other one. I love the cinematics.
Yeah, but
love the
that's-
direction. All of it falls together to make a solid movie, like all around. Editing, music, sound design, direction, actors doing everything. It was all good.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, didn't want to... Yeah, in comparison, the action in 84 was so just, like, not
I
good.
don't know what happened. Why didn't you get the same people to do the same thing that you already did really good? It's like, what happened there?
I don't know what happened.
Don't know what happened.
But apparently, rumor is Zack Snyder helped her out a lot on the action sequences in the first one.
Oh, that would make sense.
I don't know if that's true or not.
He can be good at
don't wanna
action. He can be good.
But if you did notice, there were a couple of slow-mo shots in there, so I'm starting to think he may have had a hand in helping her out with that.
Yeah, but only used sparingly and like effectively, not overblown. The way he uses them.
Not ridiculously over the top.
He probably like did it, and then she like sped up like 70% of it, and only used 30% of the slowdown time or something like that.
Or trimmed some of that out in
Yeah,
the editing
yeah.
process. Like, okay, that was great in slow-mo. We don't need to see it again in slow-mo.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you took any Zack Snyder movie and managed to actually run it at one speed, it'd
Yeah,
probably be only half as long.
I'm sure there's versions on YouTube or something like that.
That's why the Snyder cut is 4 hours long. It's all
I
slow
know.
mo. It's the exact same movie.
It's gonna be just, yeah, 2 hours longer. I need to hold those shots, and I don't mind holding the shots. They do, and for this one especially when she's like jumping or whatever, and they get the really cinematic shots of her being all angelic in the sky and everything. It's like they're really selling it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it. She's so wondrous in the air.
I'm buying what you're selling.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, there are a lot of things I like about this movie.
great cinematography.
Like I
yeah.
said, like, and also like I said, compared to the Snyder movies, it wasn't so gloomy, especially the shots on Themyscira, where it was really nice.
Yeah. And even those action scenes too, when there's just bows and arrows and they got swords and spears and shit, like that was fun.
Yeah, but like I said, it's one of those things. The real world comes in and it's like rifles beat bows.
Yeah, of course. They got shields though. I'm bummed that her sword got disintegrated. And at the end there, by the other guy. By Ares.
Well, it wasn't exactly the best sword. I mean, she thought it was.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true. It wasn't even a good sword. Just fake me out.
Yeah.
She's the
It
sword.
wasn't the God Slayer, but yeah, she was the sword. And like I said, it was like the movie like kind of undercuts itself a bit, and it's
You're the sword all along.
a little bit confused. But
I'm the sword.
it really had the, I don't know, maybe just tightened up slightly. They could have dealt with that contradiction. It's like the contradiction of man.
Yeah,
Renounce that as
it's all
perspective.
muddy anyway.
Yeah.
Either way you look at it. Whose side she's gonna believe? Nobody's. Go back to your bubble.
Back to your little Paradise Island bubble.
She's like, oh, damn. Shit was right. I better go back. Oh, I can't go back.
Yep. She's exiled, and I will say this though: at least this maintains continuity with the Batman vs Superman. Like her origin story more or less matches up with what you'd heard about her from Batman vs Superman. 84
Yeah.
like throws half of it out the window.
Another thing I really liked about it, how it does, yeah, directly, the opening shot is like Bruce Wayne, whatever. You're like, all right, connections. Like the opening shot, and it's all about her getting the photo back from him, and it's just her memory.
Right.
Like this whole movie is just her memory sitting at a desk, which is pretty crazy. But it works. I don't know. And at the end, it shows her, flying away to go do, I guess, 1984 or something. I don't know when that takes place, but
It looks to be no. It's actually around the time of Batman vs Superman because she was in Paris at the time. So sometime between
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
the events of '84, she leaves Washington and goes to Paris. To
Yeah.
work at the Louvre. So yeah, she's just
Probably-
I think she's just trotting around, training, working at museums.
Yeah.
Because she works at the Smithsonian and then the Louvre. So
Yeah, she's just a game. And plus she speaks all the languages, so and she's looking for the armor or whatnot, which is something they don't mention in this movie, which I thought they did, but I guess not. It's something made up in the second movie. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, I was looking for the other lady that left, or some new myth, or some lady, or something. The OG, which I thought they said she was dead. I don't know. In this movie, I don't remember. I don't recall.
Yeah,
but,
is she dead? Is she gone?
She got that sweet armor, though. She needs a new sword.
Yeah, not like they can't make one.
Somebody. Batman, make her a sword. Or Superman
Make her,
could.
yeah, so if anyone could, Batman could.
Yeah, somebody make her a sword. She got the shield still.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, just in continuity of Batman vs Superman, they take that part very seriously. But I think it's only because of the failure of Justice League that they didn't really take it too seriously for the sequel, because they're more about being Wonder Woman than they are about being part of Justice League anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if they like junk all the continuity and just keep the pieces they want going forward, right?
Yeah. They pretty much already did that in the second movie. They're like, oh, new origin story. She was running tournaments and she was a little girl. Nothing of that waiting and hiding. She was older crap that happened in the first movie. Forget all that, and then it happened.
Yeah.
And it's like she could kind of be running around in modern day time in the 80s without getting caught. I don't know with that outfit. I don't know. Maybe it's a little harder, but she could probably easily be running around at night doing being Batman, doing Batman shit. Like that's not that hard to believe, especially back before technology. And she's way pretty. She's Wonder Woman. She's pretty smart. She's figured a way to get away with it. In the second one, they do show she breaks the cameras and shit with her tiara. But
that doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Well, you break the camera, but the VCR
the tape
is still in the security closet.
The tapes will still be there. Yeah. Well, she went back and got it, man. She knew what she's doing.
Did she ever show up to work at the Smithsonian?
She works.
She's busy collecting
at the mall too, all right.
She works at the mall too.
She works at the mall too. Okay. They skipped over that part. She works at the photo booth, or the Orange Julius. But yeah, getting into let's go into closing thoughts and end this damn movie.
If Gal Gadot worked at Orange Julius, I'd be diabetic.
Yeah. Where'd you get that helmet? But yeah, I guess going into the ending, closing thoughts, and then you can rate this thing if you want to.
Ending, closing thoughts. Like I said, the movies tend to undercut itself a bit, and they're kind of just some questionable themes like man good, man bad, Germans bad, war is bad. I mean, which is fine. I just felt they could have done maybe a little more with it.
Wonder Woman only good, but she's a little misguided.
Yeah.
Or she doesn't quite know who she is.
She's naive.
But she's only good.
Yeah. That helps a lot. I mean, like I said, the movie just seems to
Look how cool she is.
contradict itself a tad.
Yeah, I never thought they would have made Wonder Woman this cool ever.
Yeah.
I never thought this would have happened. But it happened. So that in itself is like worthy of like an extra point on my scale. No matter how ridiculous they can be with the convolutedness of the story and all that other crap.
Yeah.
The fact that they pulled this off.
Yeah. Makes a big difference. So, I mean, it does get points for trying that. It's just certain other things are slightly questionable. And less said, 84's questionable decisions that were better.
Yeah, that movie's just a giant mess. They missed all the hot spots, all the hot points that everybody took away from this one. They're like, let's not do that in the sequel.
Yeah,
let's make it a silly, like romantic comedy that's not fun, or an action movie, or a superhero movie, or some weird kind of middle ground. I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, the best part of it, Wonder Woman, is the conventional action movie parts. They actually, in the first one, they work really well.
Yeah.
And
the action scenes definitely help the part, and where it makes sense to where she's fighting. Like whenever there's action, it makes sense. Like when they're doing it.
You can follow it, and it's entertaining. So yeah, lots of cool things going on there. But just the second one, I don't know what the hell happened. It's dark and it's way too choppily cut.
Meow.
Yeah, they kind of waste that Wonder Woman cheetah fight. There's like wishes and another big glowing blue light. I don't know what this is. Movies and glowing blue lights now. It's like there.
Yeah.
Other things we can try, guys.
But yeah, we pretty much just did a Wonder 84 review as well. At the same time, we talked about it enough.
Yeah.
I'm not going to want to talk about that movie by itself on its own. I would just be trashing on it a little more than I already am now.
Right.
I would not recommend Wonder Woman 84. I would recommend you watch this movie and then try to forget that other movie happened somehow. And then they can go forward by bypassing it in future installments somehow by just not referencing it.
Let us never speak of it again.
Yeah. None of these characters come back for anything later? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I like Kristen Wiig as Cheetah though. I thought she was fine. If they just had better story, better writers, another thing that her that I that was
Was she
fine.
though? Was she really?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's not the best. There's could definitely be better, but it was fine for me anyway.
That's not
Because I
so.
like Kristen
That's
Wiig.
not so. That's something you say. That's not something you should be saying about a Wonder Woman movie. The bad guy was fine.
Well, she wasn't the bad guy. She was the side character.
Wasn't she though?
Pedro Pascal was the bad guy.
And he got more character development than Wonder Woman did. And he actually had some redeeming features. And he didn't roofie anybody and then sleep with their body.
And he acted
Are you sure
the
he was a
shit
bad
out of
guy?
everybody. He acted around everybody, which definitely helps.
You can
If you're
almost
in
say
a movie.
like you could. Pedro Pascal was almost the protagonist of this movie. Wonder Woman was almost the bad guy.
Yeah, kinda.
That's really terrible 84ness.
And
So,
then Cheetos she just got caught up in the middle. She's just an innocent bystander and all.
yeah.
She just wants some Wonder Woman powers. Who doesn't want to be like Gal Gadot? That's an innocent
Yeah.
enough wish. Shit.
Yeah.
You gotta ruin your whole life wanting to be like Wonder Woman. But yeah, going back to the OG.
OG good, 84 bad.
Yeah, I highly don't recommend. Don't watch the '84 one, and then super highly recommend you watch the 2017 Wonder Woman one. And then like even more, it undoes the Chris Pine's character, who's like the real Captain America, who gets to do what Steve Rogers wished he could do, just kill himself for America.
What are you talking? Well, that's what writers did. That's what I'm saying. That's why they moved the settings so it wouldn't be, because otherwise the ending was really, really close.
Oh yeah, no, he did. He just got frozen. That's right. He just got stuck. He didn't blow up or anything.
Yeah. So yeah, Wonder Woman or Captain America. White guy named Chris has to get rid of a plane to save the world.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like
it's a
within
little too close
two
now.
years of each other coming out or something like that. Or wait, no,
Oh,
when
no,
did
6
the
years.
Oh, 6, yeah, yeah.
Captain
Yeah.
America: The First Avenger was 2011, I believe.
I think it was Winter Soldier
And
came out around that time or some crap.
Yeah.
Or like 2015 maybe, I don't know. Oh my gosh, the gator. But yeah, I liked this movie. I had high hopes for the second one. And that's why I was so disappointed for Patty Jenkins. I was like, oh man. I was like,
Patty, what are you doing?
How'd you make this movie so good and the other one so bad? I don't know much of her any other movies, so I don't know. I can't judge it. I can only base it off the two I've seen from her. But it makes me worried for Rogue Squadron. As long as she's not writing it, I don't mind her
I think that's
directing style at all. Like it's fine. Just get some better choreography, better effects, and some better writing, and then she'll make a damn good movie.
Yeah. That's the takeaway. I think she just needs someone to help her with the writing on this thing, that's all.
And the choreography
she's a
and
fine
action
director,
and stuff. Yeah.
She's a fine director, but maybe not the best writer, which is not a knock on her, because a lot of people can do one or the other. Very few can do both well.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
That's pretty hard.
help her get a good story, and I think she can do great things.
Yeah. I'm still very interested in Rogue Squadron, so I'm down for that. I still give her the benefit of the doubt here. People can have missteps, and everybody gets crazy every once in a while. Sometimes 84 happens. Maybe they were too much like doing the character actors type thing where they're living the 80s lifestyle a little too hard when they were making that movie. They're like, no, let's just get a bunch of coke and write it. It'll be fine. It'll be great. It'll be the best. We'll put Chris Pine in some other man's body and put a fanny pack on him. It'll be the best. It'll be hilarious. It'll work, I swear. But yeah. Yeah. Chris Pine, his whole Howling Commandos crew is awesome. Where they infiltrate the base at the end, and he saves his life to save everybody, which is a true hero.
Yep. Which is a shame they had to.
Wonder Woman realizes she should have listened to him a little more. Instead of trying to... Well, I mean, she was figuring out who she was, so you can't blame her too much. She didn't even know how powerful she is yet.
That's true.
But but yeah, I highly recommend this movie. I give it a 8 out of 10. I would say 9, but it's too much other story and other problems like that. But it's just a fun ride. I can't believe they made Wonder Woman this good to watch. And yeah, 8 out of 10. Highly recommend.
I rate this movie as Amazon-zing.
I'm a Amazon zine. Amazon zine. You
Yeah.
can't say that. What are you saying?
I know, yeah.
Say it again.
I can't.
Well, you said it. I can't even. I can't even repeat it. Try it one more time. Come on.
Yeah. Amazon-zing. 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 Amazon-zing gonna get you.
All right. Do you recommend it at all, or what?
Yeah, it's worth a watch. I say it's entertaining. It's entertaining and enjoyable. Some fun parts in it, some confused parts in it. Decent action. Engageable characters. Like I said, they play to the Gal Gadot's strengths here by having to breathe the fish out of water. Maybe not so much in the second one.
Yeah.
Um,
Poor second movie.
yeah. Everyone else is pulling their weight too, which helps. I mean, I don't see like a terrible performance in
Yeah.
like any of these.
Which is really weird to make the second movie that way, because it's like this movie was the best thing that DCU had going for it, which is very surprising, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know how they got this lucky with this movie, but they really should have took advantage of it fully for the second one, and they really dropped the ball there.
Well, that's alright. They got Aquaman too.
Yeah, Aquaman actually wasn't that bad, but we'll get into that later maybe one day.
Yeah, that's also post Justice League and
After, right? After
Yeah.
the new Snyder one, right? After that?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll do that after, probably, yeah. But yeah. Any other thoughts? Final thoughts, Kanan?
We need more lassos of truth.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, once again, I highly recommend this movie, and I don't recommend the 84 one. Wonder Woman 84. But yeah, that's gonna do it for Gameplay Dismay reviews, and we'll catch you guys next time. Let's finish this fight here real quick.
Have fun.
Yeah.
That was some great.
How you gonna
song.
give me that theme song? Did they even use it in the second one?
Yeah, they used it in
didn't-
Batman vs.
They didn't use it well enough.
Oh yeah, I don't think they used it in the second one. No, you're right.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
They're doing. Yeah, thus was Wonder Woman, and God created Wonder Woman.
She
Or
was
Zeus did.
wondrous.
All right. Peace out, everybody.